Connie Bruck, The Predator's Ball, the inside story of Drexel Burnham and the rise of the junk bond raiders. Welcome to the thrilling world of Michael Milken, the man behind the rise of junk bonds and the iconic Drexel Burnham. In The Predator's Ball, by Connie Bruck, you'll explore his journey from humble beginnings to the meteoric rise of Drexel Burnham. You'll learn how Milken's maverick personality and investment strategies turned the world of finance on its head, creating a market for high-yield bonds and attracting a new wave of corporate raiders. Through this summary, you will gain insights into the pivotal role junk bonds played in the 1980s, both in building empires and in their eventual downfall. Get ready to embark on an unforgettable voyage into the tumultuous world of high finance.
The Maverick Michael Milken. Michael Milken, a middle-class Jewish Californian from the Valley, never fit the mold. He was a cheerleader in high school and sold out by majoring in business administration during the politically heady 1960s at the University of California at Berkeley. Unlike his pipe-smoking and blazer-wearing classmates at Wharton, Milken didn't smoke, drink, do drugs, or even drink coffee or carbonated beverages. As a bond trader on Wall Street, he commuted by bus from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and wore an aviator's cap over his toupee on cold mornings. This gave him 2 hours each way to study corporate prospectuses and SEC filings. Milken's mantra was, "If we can't make money off our friends, who can we make money off of?" Milken became a maverick, inspiring others to pursue creativity, risk-taking, and unconventional thinking. The rise and fall of Drexel Burnham. Drexel Burnham was a product of numerous mergers that sought to establish a sturdy reputation in investment banking. Founded in 1871 in Philadelphia, Drexel had a distinguished pedigree, partnering with legendary banker J.P. Morgan. However, the U.S. Congress passed the Antitrust Glass-Steagall Act, requiring banks to choose either investment or commercial banking, but not both, which led Morgan's firm to become Morgan Guaranty Trust Company, while Drexel focused on investment banking. The firm spent the next 30 years creating a reputation for solid money management but lacked A-plus, marquee clients. Consequently, Drexel Harriman Ripley merged with a New York investment bank, but struggled as a business and faced a crisis by 1970. A cash injection from Firestone Tire and Rubber and a merger with profitable yet small brokerage, Burnham, saved the firm from collapse. Drexel Burnham was now a top-tier investment banking firm that catered to Fortune 500 clients. Experts would long debate whether the value that Milken's onslaught had added to American business outweighed the damage it had done to Drexel Burnham, which ultimately collapsed due to legal issues and loss of reputation. Milken's investment strategy. Michael Milken, the notorious financier, made a fortune investing in junk bonds, giving him significant influence over corporate America in the 1980s. While Drexel's high-grade bond department was losing money, Milken's department was profiting from deeply discounted bonds that were generally below investment grade. These bonds were rated BA1 or BB+, or even unrated, and often traded at 10% to 30% of face value. Although many people derided them as crap, academic research supported Milken's investment strategy. Economist W. Braddock Hickman found that a large, diverse portfolio of junk bonds could outperform a similar portfolio of high-grade bonds over the long term. The early success of Michael Milken. Michael Milken's exceptional ability to sell high-yield bonds made him a valuable asset to Drexel Firestone. Burnham's founder gave Milken more money to invest, as he himself was unhappy at Burnham. Thus, Burnham gave him $2 million, which he doubled in a year, and then $4 million to invest. Milken's compensation and power only grew from there. His success allowed him to develop a network of loyal investors, including institutional investors, and his compensation kept pace with his growing influence. In 1978, not happy with second-guessing at Drexel, he moved his high-yield bond operation to Los Angeles. Milken was then responsible for all of Drexel's profits, and his phenomenal memory and technical grasp kept colleagues and clients alike continuously flabbergasted. The rise of junk bonds and corporate takeovers. This book's summary delves into the meteoric rise of Drexel Burnham's Michael Milken and his contribution to the massive growth of the junk bond market and corporate takeovers throughout the 1980s. Despite the recession of the 80s, Milken kept pushing into the junk market and was responsible for 3/4 of all junk issues by 1981. Drexel's junk bonds funded takeovers of companies and made them highly profitable. The book explores the dodgy deals and audacious takeovers that characterized this era, with more and more companies seeking junk bond financing for their takeovers. Milken preached that overpaid CEOs in conglomerates weren't delivering value to shareholders, and debt instilled discipline. The rise of junk bonds and corporate takeovers was a significant evolution in Drexel Burnham's business, marked by Milken's expertise in the field. The rise and fall of Michael Milken. In 1986, Ivan Boesky's guilty plea for insider trading incriminated Milken, who had parked stock for Boesky without disclosing it to the SEC. The SEC then investigated Milken for insider trading, fraud, and conspiracy. As the charges piled up, Milken's allies began defecting and prosecutors leaked information to the public. Finally, in 1988, Milken was charged with multiple crimes, fired from Drexel, and refused his 1988 compensation of $200 million. He unsuccessfully attempted to paint himself as a financial hero and ultimately lost his empire.
As we reach the end of this fascinating tale of ambition, excess, and downfall in The Predator's Ball, it is clear that Michael Milken's strategies revolutionized the financial world. His work with junk bonds created staggering wealth and fostered the rise of the leveraged buyout industry. Milken's maverick character and relentless drive made him one of the most powerful figures on Wall Street. But this rise came at a cost. His downfall began with insider trading investigations that led to his eventual dismissal from Drexel Burnham, and the unraveling of the junk bond market. The legacy of Michael Milken's influence is an essential piece of financial history that sheds light on the volatile balance between risk, reward, and regulation in the world of high finance.